But do you want to make some announcements first, Lauren?
Yes, so I'm going to be making an interest form. If anybody has any ideas for events that you'd like to see happen this semester, and I'll be sending that out in the group me after I make it. And then also, could everybody type their name in the chat, their first and last name, so we can document attendance? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Pat Whitlow, Dr. Whitlow with the Office of Nationally Competitive Awards. And thank you, Lauren, for letting me do this. And I'm going to talk a little bit tonight about the competitive awards that related to Alpha Lambda Delta, not about the broader set of competitive awards. But I also want to make all of you aware, I hope you will be thinking about other awards through my office, and they don't have to be only related to Alpha Lambda Delta. And so, but tonight we're going to focus on those, but I also hope that some of you that are on this will think about coming to see me to talk about other options since you're doing so well. And I have a PowerPoint that I was going to share. There we go. And one thing, let me repeat one more time that we are recording it. We had a student that couldn't make it and asked us to do that. So I just want to make you aware. I think most of you have dark screen, which is fine, but I just want to make you aware. And also, if you came in just a second ago, Lauren wanted you to put your name in the chat because that's how she's going to take attendance this evening. So congratulations, all of you, for being in Alpha Lambda Delta, and thank you for coming tonight. I want to share with you some opportunities that you have because of your membership. And I think this is one of the things I always say to students: you don't really need to be in a lot of honoraries in the first place, but the ones you pick should be ones that really are doing something for you. And Alpha Lambda Delta is one of those that can be financially beneficial for you because there are some good scholarships, and similar for Phi Kappa Phi. But so this, I don't know how many of you on here would be looking at the graduate fellowship, and the deadline is very fast. So it's February 1st. And so I'm sorry that we couldn't get this set up earlier, but is there anybody that, if you're out there, would you put a hand up if you thinking to apply for this? One of those Zoom hands. Well, I don't see that. So I'm assuming that you're not applying for this, or at least not this year. So I'll go over it.
I am.
Oh,
Sorry.
good. Okay, good, Tia.
I didn't
Okay.
know how to do the
Well,
hand
that's
thing.
okay, but I'm glad to know. Thank you. So have you already started preparing?
Kind of, but I am kind of in a different situation, and that's why I came on here, because I wanted to ask a couple questions specifically regarding this like graduate scholarship, because I'm going to pharmacy school, and so you don't really graduate with a bachelor's degree, you just go straight into pharmacy school. So I didn't know if that would like typically apply for me. That's why I asked.
You know what I'll probably have to do is have you send me a quick email, and I'll have to go to the website and look. Some of them do
Okay, yeah, of course.
require that you have your bachelor's degree. And so
Okay.
it probably is going to say that, but it may be the kind of thing that you could reach out to them and say, because of this special requirement for PharmD, would I still be eligible under that? Because
Okay.
it's different
Perfect.
than some other things where they wouldn't let you do that. So that's a good question. I don't know, but I will try to look up the answer.
Okay.
I'll write your name down so I don't forget.
Perfect. Thank you.
So as you can see then, Tia, and anybody else who might be interested, there are 28 of these graduate fellowships, and we have gotten it. I'm sorry to go out the Zoom screen. I dropped a bunch of stuff on the floor. We have gotten this several times. Jessica Lamb, who was very involved with Alpha Lambda Delta when she was here as a student, received it for her study of medicine. So I know it can go to professional programs, Tia, but we just need to find out about that specific for you. and you can see on the screen, you know, what the particular elements are. And this is done solely by LD. We'll talk a little bit. The campus has a role in the other two awards, but this one you apply directly to Alpha Lambda Delta, and they make the decision. We don't have any input from the campus. So you're applying directly on their website, and they're making the decision with ALD reviewers. But that is an early deadline, so you want to make sure you hit that. For the STEMler, this is the study abroad scholarship. And again, we had very recent recipients of this, and this can be, you know, a helpful thing if you're looking to do study abroad this next year. I assure you every bit of money helps, you know, when you're getting ready to go abroad, and to have some extra funding, and it would come to you. So you know, that could be some of your spending money or your incidentals, as opposed to being put on your tuition account. This you apply through the website, and then we can select 2 nominees to send forward. So let's say if we had 18 people who applied on campus, we can only select 2 to go forward for nomination from our campus. And then it gets selected at the ALD national level in terms of who gets picked. But they picked both of our nominees last year, so that was really great. Here's the eligibility for STEMler. This is the study abroad. So for this one, they do check if you've paid your ALD dues. So if you have fallen behind on that or didn't pay this year, you would have to do that in order to be able to apply. And a lot of these things are going to be, you're already going to be eligible, in the sense that if you're going through a study abroad program and it goes through your K, you know, all of those kinds of things are going to be fine. You would have to look at the dates. You know, if you're thinking summer 2025, you know, and you're going in June, like, then it wouldn't be this one, right? You wouldn't be able to apply for this one. You'd be applying next year, I guess. They have a practice application for you, so you can look at on their website, and you submit it through their website, and then it comes back to us. I don't know why they have kind of a convoluted way, but that is the way they do it. And so I would say for all of you that are applying, you know, talk about what involvement you've had with Alpha Lambda Delta. And I know we don't have a ton of events, so, but you could talk about attending meetings and your induction ceremony. You can also talk about, it's really important, I think, to talk about why the program is important to you, why you want to do that particular study abroad program. A lot of students will just talk about general things like, I really want to go abroad, and I'll learn a lot, and it'll be life-changing. And that kind of could be true for all of us, right? When we travel, and they're really interested in how will it help your academic program, and how are you going to use some of the information you gain and maybe bring it back to campus, or maybe you're wanting to get some information that you're going to incorporate in a research project. I mean, think about all the ways you could potentially use it, and try to talk very specifically about the program and why you chose it and what it's going to do for you. The more specific, the better, I think, on these, because when these applications come in, you know, if you're just saying general things about the importance of travel and learning abroad and meeting people that are from different environments for you, if that's pretty much all you're saying, then a lot of people are saying that. So you really want to talk about your specific degree program, your specific program, maybe some particular things that got you interested in that country that you're wanting to travel to. But I always try to say to students, it's much better to err on the side of being really, really specific, because most people fall down on the side of being overly broad. The TRO undergraduate scholarship, there are 50 of these, and we have gotten, over the years, again, we did very well last year, but over the years, we've gotten sort of every amount that you can get. You know, one of those 2 students, I think, got 2,000. The other one got 4,000. We have gotten the highest one. So you don't know what the amount of money will be, but we've done well. Again, we can select 2 nominees. and you apply through their website, very similar. You apply through their website and they send it back to us. And in this one, it's a campus deadline of March 15th to give us time to look through the applications and then return the 2 nominees. And March 15th is actually, I think, spring break. And so I think when that was set, we might have realized. So you may want to, if you're taking a big spring break and you know you won't think of it, you may want to do that before. Again, it's only available, it has a requirement for when you were inducted. So if you fell within this window that you joined ALD and were initiated, then you're fine. And if you're, as long as you're going to be here 1 more year. And then some of these things are very similar. You can see that it requires essay questions, a transcript, 1 letter of recommendation. I believe on their website, I looked at it today, it does say unofficial transcripts will work. And that saves you the money. So I will check that, but I would definitely use that. And then, oops, there we go. So that, I know that was really swift, but because we had, we're coming up on this for the graduate opportunity, we would just wanted to make sure that we got this out there to you and had you start thinking about it. Are there any questions that anybody has? I know I've gone really fast, but I'm happy to go over other things or answer other types of questions for people in the audience. And if not, Lauren, do you have other things you wanted to say to this group? Because while you were making your additional announcement, I could go look at the website for Tia real quick.
I think I'm all good. I'm just gonna get that interest form sent out probably before the end of the week, and then it'll just be like a Google form and anybody can like fill out any ideas or like things they might want to see happen for this upcoming spring season. So I think that's all for me. Thank you, Dr. Whitlow.
Well, before you all go away, let me just pull up the Alpha Lambda Delta website so that we can look at a few of these things. If you had a question, maybe this will stir a question, because I realize we've been very quick on this tonight. And I want to value your time. I do want to be quick, but I don't want to send you away without giving you an adequate amount of information. So, for example, on the STEMler, since this is the one I came up, I looked at earlier, it gives you some of the details that I pretty much also talked about, but it will also give you a little bit of additional information. And when the decision letters would come out, and then the practice application. And yes, here, complete transcripts, official or unofficial, for each college and university attended. So if you're a transfer student, you would need to get an unofficial copy of your previous transcript. But if you did dual credit, like you were taking some courses in high school, you don't have to get that. But I would definitely, just to save you the $10 or $12, whatever it costs now, go ahead and use your unofficial. I mean, it's absolutely fine. Let me go to the graduate fellowship and see if we can determine. Maybe it will tell on FAQs, because maybe someone else has had this same question to you. If you're graduating this year, you can apply if you've achieved the average. Let's see.
I had already looked at the website and
Oh, and it didn't clearly tell you?
no.
It is a little bit oblique. I was just looking there. When it says acceptance requires you to begin and complete the year of study outlined in the application, you must be enrolled full time. Well, I would say that since it does not specifically say that, then you're good. And I suspect that they probably know. I mean, this has probably come up before, right? There are going to be other students applying for pharmacy programs. So I will be happy to email them if you would like me to do
Okay.
that, just to get a confirmation for sure. But
Yes,
if
if
I
you
were
could,
you, I
please.
would feel, it seems to me that you would be okay. And because your deadline is Thursday, I would go ahead and finish working on your application and have your recommender submit the letter, but I'll also reach out to them. But
Okay,
I'll
perfect.
email them before I leave the office tonight, and hopefully they'll get back to me first thing in the morning.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
So that's the graduate fellowship, and then TRO, again, they have info and FAQs, past recipients you could look at. In TRO, they are also very interested in your involvement in Alpha Lambda Delta. So that is one of the things that they actually explicitly ask you in the application. And I believe we are allowed to have 2 applicants because we had inducted more than 150 people last year. So other questions that anyone has for me, you can put it in the chat if you are not. I don't see questions in the chat. Don't forget to put your name in the chat if you were on this call so that you get credit for attendance for Lauren. And I thank you all for coming. I really do appreciate your time. I know I've gone very, very fast. I am happy to read a draft for you or answer additional questions. Don't feel like this would be the end of your ability to ask me questions about one of these awards if you would like to do so. I'd be happy to do that, or any other award that you have an interest in. So, please reach out to me. I'm on the 2nd floor of Funkhauser in 219, and my email, I will put it in the chat real quick, just so you could send me a quick note if you want to. If I can spell my own name. But what I will do then is I will stay on for a couple minutes more just in case there was somebody who wanted to ask a question, and I will wait and see after, but you don't have to stay, like we don't have to stay, but as people are leaving, in case somebody has a question, I'll just keep this open for a minute or 2 more. But thank you all for coming. I really do appreciate your time.
Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome, Lauren. Good night, all of you guys.